Yo, what's going on, guys? Well, welcome back. I'm back finally from LA. We had such a fire trip. I just want to give a huge shout out to Call of Duty and Activision for inviting me out. The trip was amazing. It's the biggest one yet for sure. I've been to 3 before this one, and this is by far the craziest one, so I want to give a huge thank you to them. But I'm back set up at the crib, and I wanted to drop this video real quick. A lot of you guys may be shocked by the title, but I basically want to kind of do like an honest review of Warzone 2 after playing it, because obviously very few people have played this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, only the people that were at the event have managed to play this game, so I feel like my opinion is important. You guys know I'm playing Warzone all the time, so I kind of know what's good, know what's bad, know what people will like and know what people won't. And I'm sure I hope Activision will watch this video, take some pointers from it, and then potentially make the changes that need to be made before the game comes out. And also I'll get into what's the most concerning at the end of the video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. I want to see a whole load of comments, because if they watch this video, they'll be able to read through all the comments and see exactly what needs to be changed. So please drop a comment of your opinion, drop a like on the video as well. It helps it get out to more people, which is very important with this one. And also, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, of course, so you don't miss any of this Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 content. Let's get into a few things. There's pros and cons to Warzone 2 right now. So first of all, let's talk about the map. I love the map. I think the map looks amazing. It almost gives me like kind of like a Treyarch feel. I don't know why, but the map feels great. I was scaling the map, you know, running around, visiting a bunch of different locations, these underwater parts that you can go in for underwater fights, these buildings in water where like the bottom is flooded and you gotta, like, you know, get through that. It's fun. I think the map is really good, and that's probably, I will say, the main thing, because if the map was bad, then pretty much everything else is ruined. It doesn't matter how good everything else is. Kind of just like Caldera, everything's charts from that point. But the map is good. That is the key thing, and I want to make sure you guys remember that. In terms of smaller things like the movement, I'm not too fussed about the movement. I'll be honest, a lot of people are complaining that the slide cancel is a little bit different. People are already finding methods to slide cancel on this, but it's a little bit more complicated, so you'll see less people doing it. I don't care if they're slide canceling or not. In fact, I'd be happy if there wasn't slide canceling. I'll be real, because I don't know why people are complaining so much about it, because I guess a lot of people are new with Warzone, because if you've played Call of Duty from like damn near the beginning or early multiplayer days, I'm talking about, you know, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, all of those Call of Duties, you'll know that movement changes every year when a new Call of Duty comes out. Like, you know, Black Ops 1 had the dolphin diving, you know what I'm saying? And then with the Modern Warfare series, we developed into sliding, and it would switch back and forth each year, you know what I'm saying? So I'm personally used to having to adapt and switch to a new movement, but for some reason with people that play Warzone or recently playing Call of Duty, like a new movement system just seems terrible to them. And I don't care, like we will adjust to that new movement of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. Trust me, it's not that deep. It'll be a new meta for people to get around the map as fast as possible, and that's that. I don't care if it's slide canceling or not, I'll be real. So I don't personally think that's a bad thing for Warzone 2. I think it's actually cool. I didn't want it to feel like a Warzone update. I wanted it to feel like a new Warzone, and that's exactly how this feels to me. Now, in terms of the weapons, these were a little bit weird, I'll be honest. So all of the weapons that I was picking up all felt like they had iron sights. I don't know, maybe I got unlucky with what I was picking up, but the iron sights on the weapons all off the ground were kind of annoying. Like, there's a little bit more recoil in Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2, which I think is great. Again, like, you know, having to control more recoil, it gives a little bit more of a skill gap. I would compare some of the recoil patterns to like the AMAX, if that makes sense. So it is controllable, and if you do control it, you're rewarded for it, if that makes sense. I think that's great personally, but in terms of finding weapons, I found that pretty difficult. Like, of course, at the moment we don't know what to use, what's the meta and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of the weapons off the ground were iron sights. That can be easily changed though, and I'm sure they will change that. Talk about weapons, we have another video out talking about loadouts, because a lot of people seem to be confused about that, but there is no loadout drop, or at least you can't buy loadout drops out the buy station, which, you know, it would be cool if you could. I probably would prefer if you could, but this new system we didn't really get to take full advantage of, because we only played a few games. But I'll have another video going in depth on that. But talking about that, which leads off of it, is the money in Warzone 2. Now, at the moment, there isn't enough money on the ground. I'll be honest, there's not enough money, so we didn't really get to take advantage of the buy station at all, to be real. Like, I remember I died, and K and Raid had to buy me back, and they literally couldn't. It took so long for them to find the money. There was small stacks. You wasn't really finding like $2,000 on the ground like you would on Warzone right now, which, you know, kind of threw us off. But again, they will add more money. I remember with Fortune's Keep, there was a lack of money at the start. Now on Warzone 2, there's even less money, but that's something, like I said, they can easily really changed, but they definitely need to add more money into the map for sure, just to allow us to buy more things at the buy station. Another huge thing that's new in Warzone 2 is the Gulag system. So they've completely changed it up, which I don't mind at all, to be real. So the Gulag now has 2 people on each side. So you'll go into the Gulag and you'll be paired up with an enemy, and we'll have to go up against 2 people that are on the other side of the Gulag as well. It's a cool idea, don't get me wrong. Instead of the capture the flag element in the middle, they drop a key, I believe, and you have to find that key and then potentially escape. Most of the time, typically that doesn't happen because obviously you're gonna fight each other. What I found different as well is the fact that you have to pick up weapons in the Gulag. You don't start with a weapon, you start with fists. You have to pick up a weapon. It was interesting. Again, we're going up against, you know, content creators, pro players in the event, so it might feel a little bit different when you're actually in a normal lobby, but in the event it didn't feel the best, I'll be real, just because we had to pick up weapons. Also, we don't know the Gulags, we don't know the right places to peek. We could only pick up shotguns in the Gulag at that particular time, but I'm sure again they'll add more weapons, switch the weapon rotations in the Gulag like they do currently with the original Warzone. I don't know, this Gulag system might take a little bit of getting used to. I don't know how to, you know, feel about it at the moment, because again, at the event it's a totally different atmosphere, so I think that one will take some time. Another huge topic, which is probably one of them that I'm not too sure of, and that's bots or AI in Warzone 2. So if you guys don't know, we've added AI into Warzone. It doesn't replace any of the play count. It's nothing like that, kind of like what Fortnite did. Nothing like that at all. You'll still have like the full amount of players in your Warzone game, but there's also bots on top of that, which you'll find in different locations. And also, talking about the Gulag, there was a bot in the Gulag too. I had one situation where I didn't know that, and I picked up a shotgun, started lighting up this person, or what I thought was a person, and it turned out to be a bot. I wasted all my bullets and ended up dying just after because of that. So obviously I personally don't think there should be bots in the Gulag, but then again, you know how in Warzone it's so second nature for us now to know, like, if we see a certain skin, they're probably a sweat. If we see a default skin, they're probably a noob. I think it would get to the point in Warzone 2 where we can distinguish whether a player is a bot or whether a player is an actual person very, very quick. I think it will get to that point, but for the first time playing, it's very confusing. I won't lie. Like, there's so many situations where you run into a building and it's like an AI bot sat upstairs and you think it's an enemy and you kill it, shoot your bullets, and it's actually not. So it throws you off quite a lot in the beginning. Like I said, we might get used to that, but one thing I don't like about that is them being in like a bunch of different locations and you have to kill them because they're going to keep shooting at you and you lose some of your bullets. Not only that, you let other people know where you are. It's kind of, I don't know if it should be like that. They've got the strongholds where the bots can be, and I think that's perfectly fine. Like, they can be there, but around the map, I'm not sure. I don't think that's the best of ideas, just because it kind of throws you off. Like, you know, you don't know if it's an actual player or not. You shoot, waste your bullets because you have to shoot because they're going to shoot at you. It's something we'd get used to for sure, but I don't know whether it needs to be a thing, I'll be honest. Talking about wasting your bullets though, another thing is the new looting system. The new looting system is very, very different to what we have in Warzone right now. You can only carry a certain amount of things, so you can pick up a backpack, you know, switch things out from other players' backpack. It's almost like Blackout in a sense, where you'd kill someone, open their loot bag, and you'd see everything they have. Kind of like pick what you want out of it, if that makes sense. At the moment, it's not the fastest to do, but again, this is Warzone 2 alpha. Like, this is in the alpha stage. I remember back in Blackout where originally the looting system was terrible. Like, you'd open the bag and it would show like one item at a time. You'd have to scroll through it rather than just showing like a whole grid of everything that was in the bag. I think you know, they will change it a lot in terms of like the interface of it, but at the moment it was kind of chalked. I'm not gonna lie, you can only carry a certain amount of, you know, ammo types. You can't carry every ammo type like you can in Warzone right now. Again, we didn't have a chance to get used to it, but you know, it was a little bit confusing, like, you know, picking the things that you want. Sometimes it was difficult to pick things up off the ground. In terms of plates, you can only carry, I believe it's 3, which isn't the best in my opinion. I think you should be able to carry way more, at least 5 or 6. I understand that you can only put 2 plates on if you haven't got a satchel at the moment in comparison to the 3, so I'm not mad at there being less than 8, but I would say 5 or 6 is the great middle ground rather than 3, because you find yourself running out of plates way too often and then you kind of chalk. So definitely add more plates. Talking about getting plates too, like, you know, when you kill someone and you're trying to loot, I also think there should be like an auto pickup feature. Like if you're running over ammo, you should automatically pick it up, kind of like it is in Warzone at the moment. It's very tedious having to, like, you know, selectively pick up things, especially if loot is all in like one place. You know, you're staring at it, spamming like, you know, square to try and pick something up, you're picking up the wrong thing. That's where that messes up. And I remember you had to do that in the original Warzone at one point because they realized that it can be pretty difficult to pick up certain things in a whole mound of loot. That's something they're gonna have to do with Warzone 2 for sure. It's something we'll get used to for sure, totally different to Warzone 2. And again, I will say, like, I'm happy things are changing. I don't want it to be a Warzone update, I want it to be Warzone 2, and that's exactly what this is, which I think is great. You only put on 2 plates right now instead of the 3 that's in Warzone. However, if you pick up a satchel, then you can put on a 3rd plate, which is interesting. It's almost like, I think Apex does it pretty similar, where if you pick up a certain shield, you have a certain amount of plates, but if you get like one of the purple ones or the gold ones, you can put on more plates. I think that's how it works, and that's kind of how it works in Warzone 2, which I don't mind at all. There's also new ways of finding like different loot, like you can look in the bathroom and look in the mirror and find a stim. I think that's all sick. You can find like different loot in different ways. The gas is now like a sandstone, which I think is sick. Again, like it's a switch up from the original Warzone, so I think that's cool for sure. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. What's cool about the looting system, talking about the storm, is the fact that you can like pick what you want. So you can actually have multiple gas masks in your bag if you want to. There's a lot more like personality to it. So like if you want a bunch of gas masks in your bag, you can do that. I mean, there's not much space, but you can have like 2 or 3. If you want a bunch of stims, you can put more stims in your bag. It works that way. So I think you'll see a bunch of different plays being made because you have a lot more customization with like the loot that you pick up, which is sick. The circles work a little bit differently too. Like they close down as normal, but when it gets towards like the second to last circle or along those lines, they can like split up into 3 circles with gas in between them. So, you know, depending on where you are, you might not have anyone in your little circle, or you could, and you can continue fighting, or people are fighting in those different sections, and then they eventually join up in one of the final circles, which is a little bit different. Again, will take some getting used to. I don't think it's too crazy of a change, and again, they'd be able to make a change quick if need be. Spectating is a huge thing as well. I personally, like, I saw the direction they were going, so basically what they did was they put like a camera, almost like a GoPro, on the player's head. So if you die, or if you're just spectating someone, you can see it from a different view. You can see it from like almost like a GoPro view rather than just as if they're playing. It's a little bit interesting. These situations where I would personally want to see it from their exact point of view. If you're reacting, then you'd probably want to see it from their exact view, or if you're watching your teammate, you'd want to see it from their view rather than, you know, the weird GoPro view. But it does make it, it's a cool change, don't get me wrong. What would be sick, in my opinion, if you could change the view that you're looking from, in terms of you can have that view that they've added for sure, but also if you want that, you know, realistic view, like almost as if you're playing, then you can like press a button and then do that. You know, that would be cool if you had like both options. I think that would be, you know, it would make it a little bit better, because I almost like want to spectate people as if I'm playing, like not too much on the screen. I can almost see exactly what they're seeing. With this view, it makes it a little bit different, but you know, it would take some getting used to. It'd be perfect, in my opinion, if it had both. A huge thing as well is there's no perks at launch. So I don't know how to feel about that. I didn't notice it, first of all, but there's no perks at launch. So everyone will be on a level playing field. There's no like, you know, perks that you can pick up. Obviously, there's no classes. So like, there's no perks. So it's basically whatever like weapon you pick up, and that's about it. That could be pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie, because there's certain situations where like in, you know, Warzone right now, where perks make a huge difference, whether it's Ghost, whether it's Tracker for footsteps, whether it's Serpentine, for example. People have different advantages, whether it's because you haven't unlocked it or whether it's because you're using a certain class. Now everyone will be on a level playing field in terms of that type of thing. Like, you know, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, we didn't really get to play enough to know. Like, we'll have to see once it comes out. I don't mind that. I don't mind the thought of that, I'll be real. Like, honestly though, like, you know, now that I think about it, Warzone's whole thing was like personality, like, you know, having personality in your class, and maybe that takes away from that a little bit. I can see that, but on the other hand, it would help in certain situations, making everything as fair as possible. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments on what you think. I definitely, in terms of money, think there should be more incentive to get money other than buying your teammates back. Like, you should, you know, be able to get like, you know, kill streaks. You should be able to spend your money on a bunch of different things, because right now the buy station seems pretty empty. I'll be real, like there's not too many reasons to spend your money, and that's probably why they don't have much money on the ground at the moment, but they should add more money on the ground and then also have more things to buy in the buy station, without a doubt. But finally, the reason the title is what it is, the reason why I'm concerned about Warzone 2 is because I don't know if people would give it a chance. I know a lot of people will, but right now when it comes to Call of Duty, people are so quick to judge, and that's the problem. Like, people are so quick. If it's not the same as the last one, what the hell is this? That's what people say. And because Warzone 2 is a totally different game, I'm just worried that people will just not give it a chance, bro. We'll just like complain off rip rather than trying to learn something new. And you know, if you're like that, I definitely encourage you to try it out, give it some time, get used to it, get used to the new interactions, get used to the new map, get used to the new weapons, the new recoil, the new all of that, the new movement, and just give it a chance, man, because I promise you, it's a lot of fun. It's honestly a lot of fun, and if they change these things, it'll be even better. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. I hope some people from Activision will be watching this video, so they'll see all your comments, see what you guys think about it, and hopefully, you know, make the changes that needs to be made. But I've got a lot of positive feedback for it. I've got some small things that need to be changed, and I think this can be great. I really do. I'm definitely very optimistic about it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let's finish the rest of the gameplay though.
Where's the buy station at, man?
I don't know. I don't know why I can't hear it.
So can you not zoom? Not zooming on the map.
Yo, which buy station you guys go to? Oh, don't go to the one above.
I mean, you can zoom, but
no, don't go above. Don't go above. There's hella people fighting. Go down. Go down. The circle's going down. Go
Where's
to this
the buy
one.
station?
Go to this buy station here. I would say that buy station that I just won.
Hostile bomb drone is active.
You have to go
That
through
one?
I would say so. I would say because there's people fighting at the other one. I would say getting a whip.
That's
Okay.
right.
Getting a whip and go through the storm.
Rich, can you hear me? Follow me. Let's go. Let's go get him back. Come on.
Oh, you could just run through that if that's short.
Yeah, bro.
That's my bad for real. Yo,
Rich, you gonna watch me or what? I'm gonna get him back.
by the way, the final circle is in the ocean.
I'm gonna buy him back. I need you to watch. Whoa, what is this?
What the hell?
Bro,
The vibe's kind of chalked when you jumped over there, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
bro, I just want to win the game.
I want to win the game too. Thank you.
How do you buy, bro?
Yo,
I
buy
can't
me
use
back!
buy if you're on it, bro. I can't use it if he's on it.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna.
I don't think more than one person.
Yo, what was that? Okay.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
What? I couldn't buy you.
Okay.